Bovine Skeleton is a 3-mana 3/3 with a Deathrattle that says if this minion has 4 or more attack, summon a Bovine Skeleton. So we need to buff it, basically. And that's not too hard because Hunter has a lot of good buffs, including the new Messenger Buzzard, a 2-mana 1/2 beast with a Deathrattle that draws a beast and then gives all minions in hand +1/+1. And all these buff effects are also good with Spurfang, a 5-mana legendary minion with both Battlecry and Deathrattle to summon a random beast with cost equal to this minion's attack. So this also makes very good use of buffs. And speaking of buffs, we've got the newly buffed Defense Attorney Nathanos, a 6-mana 4/4 legendary minion that discovers a friendly Deathrattle minion that died this game, then Nathanos gains that Deathrattle and triggers that Deathrattle. This recently had a slight change to its wording, so it now works a little better with the Bovine Skeleton and the Spurfang. I actually had very good results with this deck. I went 16-4, which is an 80% win rate.
The billow sings of your end.
One for the history books.
I do love a Buzzard. Getting a little sick of playing against all these Death Knights, though. Honestly, pretty weak hand. Okay, well now I suddenly have a 4-power skeleton, so looks a lot better.
My pain doesn't compare to your plague.
You're a 4/4. That's probably good enough, right?
The more you'll struggle, the better.
Cool. They killed my board and it replaced itself entirely. I think I do want to Kennels this. Unfortunately, I don't have another way to buff it.
No one's going to believe this. The more you'll struggle, the better.
Okay. This Bovine Skeleton is still sticking around.
The Dark Lady did not commit this unspeakable act. I swear I
And it continues to do so. Even more. Tomb Trader, which kills like a quarter of my board. No. I'm not sure if they're dead on board, but Bestial Madness hero power should do it.
versus Brawl. For Doomhammer, let the hunt begin.
Good old Buzzard. Shaman is almost certain to be Highlander, which probably has some pretty good control tools. They've definitely got the devolves to deal with something like Bovine Skeleton. I could, like, coin Castle Kennels, and then Buzzard swings next turn. Maybe that's kind of sick, actually. Because I do want to be able to trade off my Buzzard for Bovine Skeleton. So it's like kind of nice to guarantee some damage on this and make it an actual onboard threat, so they have to respect it.
You fold.
Take my value trade. It's a lot of stats in play. Bovine Skeleton might not live long enough for Yodeler. But it also might, because even if the front half dies, I have Castle Kennels to buff the second half. And it's not that easy to find another well, I guess they only would have needed 1 damage here. They traded efficiently, but it looks like they don't have it, so they're getting yodeled. Oh, is this Nature Shaman? I just realized. The Greedy Partner made me think it was Highlander, but that card just makes a lot of sense in Nature Shaman. Alright, well this is a hell of a turn 4 board. And I do have some ways to buff these cows, but Hope of Quel'Thalas is a bit far off. Oh, it is Highlander. Okay. I have Observer, which can buff all of them, but I do need to find something to play along with it. Trinket Tracker... I don't have board space to play Trinket Tracker with Observer. Oh, actually... Actually... I can do this, right? Because I buff here, I do this. This guy respawns, which buffs everything. Yeah. If I get to keep my board around, which I almost always do, then Hope of Quel'Thalas just certainly ends the game. And if my board all dies, that's very sad, but at least Nathanos is pretty good. Okay. That's a lot of healing, but Hope of Quel'Thalas is insane. Yeah, they're just dead, right? I actually did need the location. That was a lot closer than I thought it would be. But I had the location, so they died.
My sorcery will prevail.
I'll meet my own fortune.
Love a buzzard. Insane curve with buzzard into skeleton into yodeler, if it all lines up. Looks like my curve is already broken. But we can just play another buzzard. Unfortunately, my opponent's 1-mana 1/1 did draw 2 cards, which is totally cool. Now the real question is, do I yodel a buzzard? Can I yodel a buzzard? This is pretty likely to be objection, right? Alright, whatever. Arms dealer. So I actually do have bunny dealer skeleton, but it's not likely to... It doesn't really have stuff to trade the skeleton into here. I think I'm kind of down to yodel this. Draw a couple cards, and my hand gets real big. We love the face shot there. The next turn is probably just double skeleton. Could be Agrimar if necessary, though. That's a from the deck secret. Guess I'll throw a trinket tracker into it. Could have spent a little more mana on Twisted Frostwing. But, I don't know. Bovine Skeleton's just bigger. And it's kind of like it makes the arms dealer do something, because it's hard to just deal with it here.
Your signature is required.
Very good chance they have another freaking objection over there. This 2 wasn't enough. No, this doesn't get buffed by arms dealer. So it's not either of the minion secrets. That's all the info I have. I don't really want to give them a 4 or 5 by going face, but like, when can I go face and it not suck? Bummer, for sure. They've got their hawk already. Let's just play Hydralodon. I guess this wants to value trade. Maybe this 8 goes face. 8 is a lot of damage. Mm-hmm. Of course, the falling stalactite to go with it. Yeah, I had 5 over on board, plus I could hero power, and Hope of Quel'The Lust did, I think, 9 damage.
Wisdom is not for the faint of heart.
One for the history books.
I do like Buzzard. Probably just Trimmer into Buzzard and then play a bunch of 5/2s. Probably makes sense to go 4/1s over Buzzard here. I thought about just playing Buzzard anyway because they literally always have Splish Splash Whelp on turn 2, so I could just trade it into that and then play a bunch of 5/2s next turn. But, I mean, sometimes they don't have Splish Splash Whelp and this still pushes 4 damage. Well, it pushes 8 and then they trade and then I still have a 4/1.
All it takes is no care.
Alright, well, it wasn't Splish Splash Whelp, I guess. Next turn I can land some nice buffs with Observer, maybe. Alright, Splish Splash 1 turn late. Maybe a 2/2 is better than a 5/2 here, because it doesn't trade that well into the Treant. But I did pick up this nice bovine skeleton. It's pretty good with Observer, and it's good with Nathanos as well.
Living grab all kinds of things. No one's going to believe
Alright, so this cow isn't necessarily going to revive, but if my Observer lives, I can buff. And the cow was still just pretty good this turn, even if it doesn't get another life. My opponent's gaining a lot of mana, but they're kind of dying.
The Dark Lady did not commit this unspeakable act.
Cow. And then we get buffs, including on the cow. Alright, this should be a really hard board for the opponent to deal with. But even Yogg doesn't deal with it super well. I have 4 Deathrattles. And Star Power! They still died though. Oh my god. If that Star Power had cleared, I would have been furious.
versus Tyrande.
You give me strength.
One for the history books.
Bovine Skeleton is consistently very good in this deck. I'm not sure if I should be keeping it off the mulligan, but I'm pretty much always happy to see it. And hey, it's pretty good with Bestial Madness. Double cow. What does bovine mean? Is it just cows? Is an ox a bovine? Cow-like. Includes buffaloes and bisons. Wait, the plural of bison is bisons with an S on the end? Is that real? Not like fish? Anyway, while I was googling the word bovine, I picked up a yelling yodeler, so this game might just be over. If they don't do something about this board and then next turn is Observer plus Bovine Skeleton, oof. They're dead. Those 4/1s are kind of annoying. Am I trading into them is the question. Sure, because I can do a fun little math thing trading into them. Wait, can I do a fun little math thing? I do this and this buffs. Right. And then I do this, which doesn't buff, but then I do this, which does buff. Does anyone else love elementary school level math? I sure do. What does Priest do? Okay. So this does clear a lot of stuff, but I still have 4 3/3s. Oh, this didn't even die. Wait, nothing died. I guess my opponent died, so something died.
Rexa versus Saran. Time for a remix. Let the hunt begin.
I love the cow. I guess I will put the foul leg in play. Don't really have a plan for it, but Nice to have it in play if I draw Bestial Madness or... Okay, well, it would have been good to have in my hand drawing Messenger Buzzard, but that's okay.
No damn grapes. Use some sludge.
Is it cow time? Maybe it's 4-1 time. Trinket Tracker does pretty well on board here anyway, so it's a good turn to play it. That is... Oh, this thing is buffed, so... We can simply kill it. Goodbye, tram mechanic. Well, that was a good reason to have the egg in play. Oh, we've got the full freaking combo, but I don't know that mage is really the matchup for it. Maybe I just play Arms Dealer to make the bovine skeleton more annoying. Okay, well that card is broken, that's true. But it looks like my cow lives long enough for me to play Bestial Madness, which is great. Or Observer. And Observer. I guess Observer is probably the way to go, because I want to bunny this. Wait, I don't need to bunny that, because I can cow it. Okay, this is the play for sure. It's Observer. Boom. Boom. Trade the cow. And boom. Look how big my board is. So sick. Ugh. This game is bad. Alright, well, Arms Dealer is pretty good here. Because I get my cow, and then the cow gets buffed. Creation into creation has been pretty brutal, though. Rewind for what? Another heat wave? Oh, this Bestial Madness is gonna go crazy. But first we want to get the worms. Isn't it kind of weird that this says get 4/1 worms, and then the word worm isn't even in the name of this card? Isn't that weird? Also weird that my opponent had back-to-back Inquisitive creations and they're still getting their ass beat. Cow Hunter is just too strong. Opponent's going crazy over there. I believe they are still dead on board. Oh? They got Heat Wave off that? What a fucking joke. Wow. I mean, they're probably still gonna die. Oh my god, if I get Sift here, I'm gonna be so fucking mad. Okay. should be safe unless this, like, discovers living roots or something stupid. Alright, no Sif. Don't think anything I've played this game is too useful for them. Very nice.